Hello, friends, and welcome. Welcome to another review of a fountain pen in my collection. This time I have for you a quite simple Italian fountain pen. I believe it's a modern fountain pen from the 1990s or the 1980s. And I have for you today this wonderful OMAS Extra from Italy. We have thermically imprinted on the barrel OMAS Extra. And let me tell you, for a luxury brand like OMAS Extra, I'm quite disappointed with this build quality of this fountain pen. Maybe it was made in a time when OMAS Extra wasn't the flagship fountain pen of the OMAS brand. But I don't know. This is just one opinion of mine. This fountain pen is made out of plastic, injected plastic. It has some little marks, teeth marks at the end of the turning knob. This is a piston filler. I don't know, it gives it a little character. I'm not disappointed to see those little teeth marks. It has this beautiful ring, quite a thick ring, gold plated ring, with those Greek motifs on it. It is a classic motif for the OMAS Extra, and it has quite a simple clip, but it's interesting because it is faceted. You can see quite an interesting clip. Hidden by the clip, it is a breathing hole there. It has this classical, let's say, torpedo shape or cigar shape, but it's not so thick. It is quite thin. The cap unscrews and it reveals this OMAS nib. And again, for a flagship OMAS Extra, we don't have a gold nib, but a steel nib imprinted OMAS and M and gold plated. At the back we have the ebonite feed, quite a classic feed. I like it. And I already told you this is a piston filler. But I don't know for sure. I don't think it has an ink window, this model. So you just have a simple piston filler. And for now it's quite, you can see it's quite stuck. I will try to fill it with ink. But it definitely needs a little lubrication on this part, a little service. And I'm not so sure if I require some special tools to open this. I will search the internet. Maybe I can do this procedure myself. So this is the OMAS fountain pen, and in comparison with other OMAS products that I have in my collection, let me show you one of them because it's near. And of course, this is another generation of OMAS. This is an OMAS from the 1950s. Let me show them to you side by side. So, a quite different fountain pen. This time we have another piston filler, but this time we have an ink window and of course a beautiful gold nib. So this is the only fact that we have. We have the Greek motif here, and here we don't have the Greek motif. Okay, so I will leave the dimensions of this modern OMAS on the screen, and after that I will do the writing sample. So for the writing sample I will choose quite light. I will choose this Faber ink, pink erasable ink. Last time I used this particular ink, it was contaminated with some darker inks, so I'm sorry, maybe it won't be a light pink, but I will do the writing sample with what I have. So look at it. It doesn't show in this lighting, but it definitely has a darker shade of pink. But uh, uh, because it is my first time that I use this piston, I hope it will draw the ink. I'm not so sure. Okay, first of all, I have a tissue here. Okay, let's do it. I hate that sound. I hope I draw sufficient quantity of ink to do my writing sample. Okay, let me put the tissue there. Remember to close the bottle to avoid accidents. And let me see now. So first of all, you can see it pose. I will leave it posted. Beautiful, beautiful, elegant. So I have an OMAS Extra. Let me give it a zoom, 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 zoom. Okay, OMAS Extra. And I don't know if it is from the 1980s or the 1990s. I don't know for sure. I definitely know it was made in Italy. I'm not so pleased with the flow of ink. This is just a little experiment, so I will try to. Okay, bad move. So don't do like I did. Look what a mess I've done. And no. So I was just trying. Yes. So first of all, I want to apologize because the shade of the pink has become a purple in contact with other dark inks. So this is the first mistake that I've done. I've tried to fill other fountain pens with this type of ink, but I didn't clean them properly. So if, for example, I've used dark ink, there were residues on the ebonite feed or maybe on the nib, and they got into contact with the original pink, and look what the pink becomes. So I've done that thing over there because I wasn't quite pleased with the flow of the ink. Let me see. So we have an OMAS nib, a steel nib, size yes M written on it. So first of all, guys, this is the one observation that I want to make. So this particular fountain pen has a poor ink flow. Poor ink flow. And I believe this is the problem of my model. It definitely needs some restoring to do. But I will continue my writing sample, why not? Let me see if this steel nib has some flexiness to it. And surprisingly, it has. Look at it. I'm not calling it. Let's see. I will say it's a little flexy, but not so flexible because look, flex. So it has a little bit of line variation, and let me show you what I mean. So this is without pressure. You can see the ink flow has problems. It barely writes, and now I apply pressure. You can see the beautiful steel nib by OMAS. And let me tell you, OMAS is a great, or was a great producer of steel gold-plated nibs. Whenever I see a fountain pen with an OMAS nib, I said to myself, this is a good writer. Let me write to you. So, the quick brown fox jumps over the lazy dog. So it writes like you see. Okay, okay. The nib is wonderful. No feedback, no annoying scratches, but we definitely has this problem with the ink flow. Maybe it needs a proper cleaning to it. So this is my review of a modern OMAS fountain pen. Quite an I would definitely call it um, not a flagship, but quite an affordable middle class fountain pen. Quite a nice fountain pen, and guys, I paid for it only, if I'm not mistaken, 20 euros. It was quite a nice price because it had some teeth mark here, and I could negotiate a quite a good price for it. It definitely needs some work, but I think it is worth the money. It is quite a practical and a nice fountain pen. This was my review of this Italian modern OMAS Extra, made maybe in a time when OMAS wasn't doing such a great job, when it had a difficult financial difficulties. But I know for a fact that OMAS, even when it had the bad days, they delivered quite qualitative products. So this maybe it was a little experiment with producing some more low quality extras for the large public, and I believe at affordable prices. I don't know for sure, but I definitely miss OMAS, and it closed its gates in 2015. There were a great presence on the fountain pen scene, and I hope that one day they will resume their activity. Guys, this was my review. Thank you for your time. Wherever you are, I wish you to have a nice day. If you've enjoyed this review, please subscribe to my channel to support my activity. Thank you for your time. See you again at the next episode, and bye bye.